Howdy, howdy, hey, how are you doing today? I'm the MoonFrog, and in this one, we're redoing the entire steering on the Accent. Again. Let's get into it.
I didn't remember the moon being that far away.
So if you remember in a previous video, we took the steering from the subframe and put it up under the firewall, and come to realize, well, the torque converter kind of has to go through there. So we're going to be taking the steering rack back off, and what we're going to do here is we're going to move it all the way up front here. For what reason? Well, on our 396 and our other option of engine, we all have the hump at the back. So our goal here is to sit the engine as low as possible, and to do so, we're gonna have to move the steering out under the hump here or as far forward as possible to get as much room as we can to lower it. And to do so, we're gonna have to modify a few little things around. So if you can see on those knuckles, that's the passenger side, they hook up at the back. But what we can do about that, we're gonna take the full strut and knuckle from this side, and we're just gonna flip it and put it on that side, and we're gonna do the same with that side, put it on this side, and that way we're gonna have the tie rod arms, or the steering arm on the knuckle pointing forward. So then we can do a front steering, and that way we can sit the steering rack up front here and get all the space that we need for the big block. So we're gonna start by taking the wheels off, taking the tie rod end out of the knuckle, and then we're gonna do the swap, and you get to watch that on video. So enjoy. Alright, so I'm probably gonna fight that caliper for like an hour, so we'll zoom past that and see you once it's off.
A few moments later.
Now we're just gonna finish off our ball joint. Pop that thing out. And then we'll be on our way. There she goes. Better luck next time, ball joint. Used to be a driver's side strut, now it's going to be a passenger side strut. Science. Right, so now that you know how I took this side apart, well, I'm not gonna film the other side, but I'm gonna get turned that down, and we'll throw an end to this side and the other one on the other side, and once all that's done, well, we'll catch back up on the progress and see what to do next. So now, as you can see, if I take the one from that side and I switch it, we got our steering arm at the front. So now we have front steering. We got the knuckles and struts back in. So, next step is going to be to take the steering rack back out, sadly, and we're gonna scoot it forward and attach it back to the knuckles, and then from there we'll figure out how we're gonna mount it back to the frame and to the steering.
Now let's tie in the tie rods.
Alright, well the steering rack is back in place. It's sitting on blocks of wood right now just for mock-up purposes. What we're gonna have to watch for here is we want the tie rods to be pretty well flat at ride height. But right now, to get ride height, we need to put the weight of the big block on it, which we can't really do right now. So we're gonna leave the steering there for a little bit. And to finish off this video, we're gonna start cleaning up on this big block and getting it ready for further work. For now, it looks real good. And what we're gonna have to do is, this head right here, this side of the engine, the head wasn't torqued down, so there was water and moisture seeping in between the head and the block, which caused all this rust. But with the help of this little brass brush, I ran a little test spot here and it comes out kind of okay. So I'm gonna clean this whole surface up just with the brass brush and see how it comes out. And if there's not too much pitting, well, it might be good just to run like that. But our goal is to have it looking as good as this side. This side, when I took it off, the head was still fully torqued down. And as you can see, there's not really any moisture that got in it. So it stayed real dry and it never rusted, other than where the coolant went. But that's no worries. This side is, but this side, if this side doesn't come back to life with that little brush there, we're basically gonna have to send it off to a machine shop to get decked. And that's kind of out of budget right now. So let's see if she cleans out good. All right, well, we got the big block deck surface cleaned up and it's looking all right. All shiny. We got the slightest bit of pitting that got into the block, But what do you think? Are we gonna get this block to seal up again? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see in the future if it seals up and runs properly, well, hit that subscribe button. Now, while I was cleaning, we found a little surprise. I guess it's a good surprise. So, it might be hard to see a bit here. So if you see right here on the piston, 030, that means it was rebuilt before. It was sent to a machine shop and bored out 30 over. And well, that's most likely why the cylinders look so good. And I'm gonna go ahead and assume our bearing clearance on the crankshaft are probably gonna be immaculate. But we'll need plastic gauge to find out. So stick around. I'll pick this back up tomorrow or the day after. And by Friday, we're gonna know if this big block is any good.